Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Samantha Perry joined along Brian Nato on this beautiful Saturday afternoon here in sunny South Florida, Hallandale Beach. Look at that picturesque view there, Brian.
Yeah, sunny right now. Hopefully the weather's going to cooperate. It's a really beautiful day out here. Hope to see you out here. Come on by. Lots to do here at Gulfstream Park. Good, solid 10-race card. And on a 10-race card, that means the Rainbow Six kicks off in race number, I got to count that down, in race number 4 here today. Race number 5. I couldn't even get it right. That's a loose number. We should be 125 to 150,000 today. It's Saturday. They went well past the gross jackpot guarantee yesterday. So we will have a very comfortable number that will be higher than that. It's a good sequence, too. It's not easy today.
No, it's not at all. And I could have made my ticket massive for the late pick 5. And for the early pick 5, let's see what you worked together here.
Yeah, a couple scratches later in the card, but not anything for me early, which is always, we like that. No reworks here on a $36 ticket. In race number 2, Catch a Tiger on the outside, the experience edge for Team Cassie. In race number 3, down inside, Raj. Excited to see him come back today. I know you are as well because he's a first-time gelding. In race number 4, 5-5-6 Champ. We got a replay there. He's going to be tough for Dave Brady. 2 deep in race 5 with the 4, One Track Mine on top for Kathleen O'Connell back in the entries here. Try to get that one home. $36 ticket. Couple tricky races in there, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. And of course, maybe putting our minds together, we can come up with a winner. One of us.
I'd like to think so. Hope so.
Race number 1, though, it's a good. When I say good, I mean it's a big field at least for these maiden 12-5s, and it's kind of a tricky one as well. I think that you can see by our picks they're all over the place, but you going to the 7, and that's pretty crafty because this horse is not out of the question at all.
No, and this is my long shot here, the 7 Luminant. You know, got to sprinting on Tapeta last time, and I thought finally for the first time showed a little more, showed signs of life. Antonio Sano put the blinkers on last time. You can see it in her past performances. She still broke last, but she was much more in the race early. So if we can get a more alert beginning today, she was probably in hindsight too run off her feet a little bit, cutting back. When you're routing and you sprint 5 on the Tapeta, it's kind of a punch to the face a little bit. It is sharp.
Yeah, it is. When they first open, they think they've got some time to kind of settle in, and you don't.
Right,
so
exactly.
I think the second start now, sprinting should be a little bit tighter. The 2, you want to fill in?
Yeah, we've got to talk about this horse, and we'll show the replay, but there's also a reason Samantha and I didn't pick this horse, and that's because, you know, she always seems to find not only 1 or 2 better, but she always seems to find some trouble, too. Here you're going to see her shuffle back, and this is not ideal because the race is really starting to begin here, and you want to be forward and you want to be making a run, and Elot just kind of gets shuffled back at a key pivotal time, and now she's in a vacuum with nowhere to go, and it's no fault of Edwin Gonzalez. He just got put in a tough spot there, but also Samantha, as she's known to do, she comes up pretty empty here. She gets bumped there a little bit as well. Very, very flat. 7-5 on the morning line. But hey, it's tough to disagree with that.
No.
They're going to bet her.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean we have to play her.
Exactly. And the thing with her is it's almost like she wants to find trouble, so then she has an excuse.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, so it's hard to play for me. Now, the 3, Biotechnology, probably wasn't going to get anywhere at 8-1 on the line here, taking some early money. But it is, like I said, early. But I liked this horse last time. A drop in class now here today. Nick Palmer doesn't run a lot of horses, doesn't have a lot of horses, but last week with Executive Search, we got him home on Saturday. I don't know. I like the blinkers go on in this, and I like Marco Meneses on the horse as well.
I mean, we take over from a 10-pound apprentice, and this is no disrespect to Gabriel Maldonado. He's done some good work here, but we get a legitimate journeyman rider that's done very, very well since he's been back from Tampa. I agree, and I would think with the blinkers, you know, Marcos Meneses, if this horse catches a flyer at the start, she's eligible to get very, very brave on a 5.5 trip that can carry her speed home.
Exactly. Race number 2, it's state breds made in special weight 2-year-olds, and I've got an early pick 4 ticket, and as always, we get a chance to take a look at these, but I'm pretty sold on these 2 outside horses. We'll get to that in just a minute. Now, race 3, the 1, Araj, is my top pick, and number 4, race 4, that is, the 2 Miro is my top selection. And in race number 5, the 10 for me on top. I like the draw here for Resonancia for Bobby DeBona. And race number 2, it's 2-year-olds. Some of these are kind of cycling back now for their second start, and I think nobody's going to benefit more from that than the 8 Catch a Tiger.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. You know, ran pretty well on debut, and I kind of thought she had to run well with he had to run well with the trip he pulled, but the experience edge. We've got a stat too for Mark Cassie here and his assistant. Well, Nick's not down here anymore, right? He's
I think they took him to Colonial.
Not a huge stat here, but 12% is nothing to sneeze at either. The ROI doesn't bother me because these horses are always going to get bet.
Exactly.
But I think what this horse showed on debut, and the dam, an unraced dam, was akin to Eons and Giant Gizmo, who each won over $500,000. Lionel says, "Yep, all right again." Just, this one's in a good spot today.
Yeah, and kind of was at the mercy of the rail draw last time, and I know that the connections, they wanted to get this horse to stretch out. This is a whole furlong. This will make a huge difference.
It's a big deal. You're right. Don't forget 4.5, as you know, is a short stretch finish.
It is,
race.
yeah. This horse needs all the ground that he can get. He kind of needed a race. DJ Stable owns. They've got a big day today. Lots of horses entered across the country, and I think we'll see this horse in the winner's circle. Hope so, at least.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, no
doubt. The number 6 here. I've tried to pronounce this horse's name and try to figure it out. Maybe you can take a crack at it.
Mayhem in the Palace.
All right. Anyway, this is interesting for Eddie Pliza because he trained the dam.
Yep. Who won on debut.
Yep, and was fast.
Was a two-time stakes winner, earned over $300,000. So Eddie knows his family. That's his wife, the breeder of this horse. Eddie's very solid, upwards of 20% on debut. Got his main man, Edgar Perez, here as well. This horse is supposed to run today.
He is. And the 7 Cinco Harley, he just got caught up in a speed duel last time. He was chasing, and I'm surprised he actually hung around like that.
You know, they bet him hard that day, and he did hold pretty nicely. It was in the slop. My only knock, and you know, figures in these 2-year-old races in June are certainly not the end-all, be-all.
Right.
But whatever you're using, that was a very, very slow race.
It was indeed. Race number 3 here. 1.70 yards, allowance optional claimers on the Tapeta track. Like Brian mentioned earlier, we're pretty clean these first few races. Now, it's just a 6-horse field, but this is a tough one, at least for me, in my pick 4. I only left out 2 horses, but both with Araj, and I think you probably saw this the same way as me, the speed on the stretch out.
Yeah, and he's a first-time gelding, and Jose D'Angelo's freshened him up a little bit. You know, he's by commissioner out of an Uncle Mo mare, so you can say 6, 7, and 5 are nothing what he's going to want to do.
Exactly.
By the way, he beat Arcangelo on debut. So, I mean, this horse could run a little bit. We'll just draw a line through the swale. That was, you know, in hindsight, I think even Team D'Angelo would probably admit that was a lot to ask of him that day. So you just look at the 2, we'll call them the 2 real races. They're pretty darn good. He's run on Tapeta. He's run well in a fast race, and he's a problem for the rest of these today.
He is. The 2 Lights of Broadway, Pete Walder finally got his 1,000th victory, and I kind of expect the barn to just kind of roll from here. And blinkers go off this horse, which I love because he's a 3-year-old gelding. He's run enough times. You don't need him anymore. Okay,
that's you're the boss on that. I'll take your word for it. I think Pete's going to be here today, by the way, or maybe tomorrow, one or the other. But regardless, we'll get to see him in person to celebrate 1,000, and that was pretty cool to see. You know, yes, this horse is dropping out of his stakes. I get that, but you know, this horse didn't do a lot of running in that spot. Lasix goes back on. Maybe that's the biggest kind of golf clap for him.
Yeah.
Peter is such a good trainer off the claim, and this horse seems to be stuck in neutral. Look at the figures. He's going to run the same race.
That's fair, but the race 2 starts back that Elusive Empire, Captain Anthony race. Captain Anthony didn't do any running last week. That was my long shot, but that Elusive Empire has actually proved to be pretty good.
Yeah.
So I'm looking more at that, but I agree. He gets bet a lot and he doesn't really show up.
Right. And, you know, I don't want to hold it too much against him, but Armstrong went up to New York yesterday and didn't run in a turf stakes. It was a turf stakes against tons better. But, you know, remember how slow his figure was going into that race? So I'm kind of a little leery of that not surprising race.
We've got a horse for Safi Joseph here as well, the 5, and we don't have him anywhere.
No.
And I've got a stat that I wanted to bring up I kind of thought was a bit interesting here. Now, this is Dirt to DePita, first-time blinkers. Yeah, it's not a big sample, but I thought this was interesting.
Yeah, I got to just be candid. I don't know if this horse can run or not.
I know,
He hasn't. I remember when we were talking about this, he's never been bet.
No.
Which is odd for, you know, a potent barn. Lionel's been riding, and now Skylar Santabel gets aboard, and it seems to me Safi's just throwing something at the wall here and hoping it sticks a little bit.
Yep.
Because we haven't run into dirt starts going a mile, 1 turn. Well, let's try it on the DePita routing. We'll throw blinkers on too. He's got to prove it to me.
Yeah, but maybe the 2 turns will help. Sometimes horses can.
I mean, he's got 2-turn form back in.
Exactly, yeah. It's
Peru.
a big, exactly. It's a big maybe. Race number 4, maiden 12.5s. We're on the main track for this race, 7 furlongs. I'm not even going to try to speculate the weather because we just keep getting these flash thunderstorms.
10% yesterday.
Yeah, so, and we got 100% of that, 10%. But I'll let you kick it off with the replay here. A couple of them coming out of this spot, and I'll let you go into it.
So we got 5-5-6 Champ and No More Debt, and the 2 is in front. No More Debt's wide here. We know those Chicken Does colors. Debut for No More Debt, and so he can move forward for Kathleen O'Connell, but he better move forward because 5-5-6 Champ runs a really, really big here. He was a heavy, heavy inside speed. The horses that were chasing him early, they ran a last in 5th, okay? So he completely bottomed them out. Yeah. And here is the 9 No More Debt picking up the pieces and kind of licking his chops. He's winning right here, by the way. And not only did he not win, he wasn't close to winning. He was 5 lengths behind.
Exactly.
I know he can move forward in his second start. I can't imagine he gets a better scenario, though, than he got last time.
Yeah, exactly. And this is a race where I felt like a lot of these have kind of had their chance. Which I went completely out of the box here. I have no idea this horse would be 20-1. I should have made this one my long shot here, but I'm not very good at guessing odds. That's my partner in upstairs job. Yeah, I'll hear about this one later. It's fine. But I don't think, okay, I get it. The sloppy track here, 4th last time, didn't really do a lot of running. Then 5.5, way too short for this horse here. Now it gets 7 furlongs. I don't think this horse is a sprinter at all. Luca Panici, give me him all day long on a horse like this. I think I'll put him in the race early, and these are the type of horses that we've been seeing winning right now.
Well, I'm not going to beat you up for taking a horse at a big price in a race like this. There's no doubt about it. Listen, 5-5-6 Champ is my single, but at the end of the day, he's also 0 for 11. So, you know, you're allowed to think outside the box. Your horse seems to be improving. You mentioned the extra furlong and a half probably plays into his hands. And, you know, if he moves forward again and let's say 5-5-6 Champ regresses off what could be a very taxing effort, maybe they meet in the middle. He's not impossible. I mean, who else are you supposed to like in here?
Yeah, exactly. And Antolian on the outside, drawn well, first time gelding. This horse could step up too.
I guess, but you know, it's a good sign to see Lionel Reyes get aboard. I'll say that.
Exactly, 4 wins yesterday, so congratulations to him. He
must have saw the lightning round, you know, because he was down to 11.
Yeah, he said, let me just bump this up a little bit more, make it easier on these guys. Race 5, it's claiming $8,000 event, a mile and a 16th on the DePita track here, and we're going to come back to this race in just a second after the break, and we'll have the Rainbow Six.
And they're off. My racehorse has opened up a door for people that felt like that door would have never been opened for them.
We can all be owners and we can all get that excitement.
You can meet your horse through the different experiences and all of the events that My Racehorse puts together. You get that hands-on connection.
Whether you have $50 or $500, everyone that joins my racehorse gets that experience of a lifetime.
I love my racehorse. Let's go.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha here, and so excited to get into the Rainbow Six. I didn't even want to stop. Let's see your ticket here that kicks off in race 5.
This was scratched down, we'll put it that way. A couple late scratches later in the card, I should say, knocked this down. And again, we're probably in the 125 range. This is not going to be anywhere close to 75,000. Get to this race in a second. Best bet and single. This is kind of a bold one, so I'm excited about this sequence because the best distance should be a decent little price. That is my best bet in race 6. In race number 7, the 3 Minxie on top on a speed play for Mike Yates could be a decent price in there. Race number 8, my old buddy Little Juanito is going to upset Zarak. Not a huge upset, but he's going to get it done in there. That's a good one in race 8. Race number 9, just a couple deep. There was a scratch that knocked my ticket down, but I always did have the 10 Stealth 34 on top. And in race number 10, a horse that's probably not going to be anywhere remotely close to the morning line. I wouldn't even be shocked if the 9 Exagidor is favored in here, but he's going to take a lot of money, and that's the one on top for me. And what is, I think, a spread race, a scratch there knocked my ticket down as well.
A solid ticket, and kicking it off in this mile and a 16th event here. We both see the 10 pretty similarly, so what were your thoughts on this horse for Bobby D?
Well, here's my only knock, because Resonancia was my long shot last time, and listen, she ran very, very well. It was her first start off a December layoff. That was June 16th. That's the good. The bad was those are just 3-year-olds that she's facing today.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me that she's a 3-year-old filly on July 8th. What bothers me a little bit is she's never run against older horses.
Yes.
I didn't like this outside draw either. Those are the 2 reasons I put her in second. And, well, you've got her on top. She's a huge threat in here. Bobby DeBona will tell you that.
Yeah, he will. And Hector Diaz got a win here yesterday, again, on a pretty nice horse for D'Angelo, and happy to have him here. Now, the 4 one-track mine, I felt like this filly had no excuse.
You know, that's fair. When you're 2 lengths clear in the stretch, you're supposed to see it out. I get that, and, you know, but, again, I talk about this a lot, the race within the race. The horses that she was battling with were last and 7th. So, again, like the replay we just showed you, she ran better than it looks. And now that was also a return to Tapeta routing. And you know what else I like is that Kathleen dropped her down. She finally showed some life.
Yeah, that's true. And she's coming. This is a race where a lot of them are coming out of the same race. Kat's that girl, the 2 in here. She ran 5 times as wide as One Track Mine did.
I know, but that's because she has no speed.
Fair enough.
She's got to do that every time, and she never gets there. I mean, you know, her 2 races against winners are fine, but I feel like there's a reason she's 1 for 10 with 4 underneaths. She keeps running out of room.
That's true. I was trying to stay away from this race. I mean, not this race specifically, but the race that they're coming out of. Yeah, I was trying to kind of come out of that because I felt like that was a race. I watched it so many times, and I just couldn't figure out an excuse for anybody there.
No, there are, my goodness, there are 5 of them coming out of that race. So I like kind of what you're doing there. You take a stand that's not a good race, and then you easily just go elsewhere, and you can condense your picks down.
Exactly. Race 6. Late pick 5 here in this mile and a 16th event on the Tapeta. I've got a ticket put together, and I felt like I could have gone way bigger in this. The late double is tough. We'll get to this race in just a second. Race number 7, the 1 Forever Uncaptured. We got a replay. I think this horse will be pretty solid here. Race 8. This is a really tough one to me. The 10 is who I'm putting on top. That's Rock and Roll. I'm going to give this horse 1 more chance. And the late double, like I said, a bit problematic. The 7 Rare Jewel for me on top in the 9th and in the finale here. I don't even have Exagidora. That's a bit surprising, but I think Martini's Amica might be a little tough in here, and I love Sophia Loren. So we'll see how it goes. $54, a little bit bigger for me, but it'll be a big pool. And in race number 6 here, we've got a replay, and I'm glad you wanted to show this replay because it's my long shots coming out of here.
So this is Winning Factor. This is Dream of a Day. This is Unified Conquest, and this is War Cross. And there's not anything going on here. The main thesis here is stop betting Winning Factor, people.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know how else to say it.
He has to win.
He does.
and he doesn't. And he doesn't come close. And again, he's in for 10. So,
yeah.
And again, he's going to get bet. And again, he's 2-1 on the morning line. And again, that's the right number. I get it all.
Yeah.
No, he's just...
Look at the 4 here. This is my long shot, Warcross. This horse comes up the rail here, is finishing strong, barely out-knotted. The gallop out from Warcross was massive. Absolutely. I'm so excited for this horse today.
And I'm going to tell you what, I did have an R negative that day. That was one of the days where I did not think the rail was very good.
Exactly, and that's where he went, too.
He was on it the whole length of the stretch. I've got him in 4th, and, you know, he's definitely a player, and he's going to be he's 10 on the line, so he's a number.
He'll be solid.
Too.
Yep, and I like this outside post for him too. This is a race where, yeah, exactly. Winning factor. He's getting weight off today. That's his best asset.
That's good for him.
Yeah.
But this is my best bets in here, and I'm doing the same thing you did in the last race. I'm just going against this race.
That's fair, yeah.
You get a huge drop on the 6th, the best distance, who ran. Hey, I don't know anybody in here that's running, you know, within 2 lengths of Fly the W.
No.
Okay, big drop. He wired on the Tapeta 2 back. He's going to be either in front or very close to what looks like a pretty tepid pace.
Yeah.
And the beauty of winning factor is they bet him every time. So maybe, you know, maybe we're not going to get 9-2 on him, but maybe we get 3-1 or 7-2 because they keep insisting on betting winning factor.
Exactly.
I think this horse has got a huge chance in here.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those value best bets for me.
No, and I think that's a solid horse to play here. Amador Sanchez, barn that's been firing a lot with some bullets, but hasn't really kind of sealed the deal. But I like the speed this horse might have as well, and it's a good pick.
Well, Marcos Meneses, too. This is the guy for the barn, and they're over 30% together.
Yep. Race number 7. It's the late pick 4 on this 10 race card. 6 furlongs on the dirt, maiden $25,000. You want to show your ticket?
It's a run back of the rainbow, so we don't need to show it. I'll post it. It's the exact same numbers. Again, a couple scratches late helped me knock it down. It was $72. I was like the scratches. I'm never giving out a $72 ticket, so I didn't have to whittle down. I just took the scratches out of it.
Yeah, and this race here, it's a solid maiden race that's on the main track. Hopefully, fingers crossed for fast. We'll pull up the replay here because I grabbed this one, Forever Uncaptured here, and we're going to show the start. Now, this horse gets knocked around, kind of like a little bit of a play doll here. Now, he's clean here, but then he just gets knocked one way, boom, knocked the other way, and then boom, again and again. And the thing about this horse is, okay, I don't think by any means this cost him the race here. He was beat, but we'll see how Elot runs earlier today here because he's coming out of that race. Blurge already came back to win, who ran second to him. This horse, she galloped out huge. Now, she's going to have to work out a trip from the rail. That worries me just a little bit, but she's a horse that if they fry on the front end, and they might, I think she'll fly, and they're taking the blinkers off of her too, which I love.
Yeah, and you know what happened last time too? Not only you saw the start, that was a really good whack she took, but she got run off her feet in general because look at what they went last time, 44 and change.
Yep.
So she takes the blinkers off today. I mean, she's a definite player. Lionel's been a boarder now 2 in a row. And you know, you said it though, the blinkers off in the rail could be, she's going to have to work out a trip probably.
She will. I expect her running late. I really don't want to see her on the lead. I don't think she can take them gate to wire. The 3 Minxie, this horse is really interesting to me. Drop, aggressive one. And no works in June.
Yeah, I get it, but I got it just in Mike Yates we trust.
Good point.
And she's fast, right?
She is.
She's in front here.
Yeah.
She's in front here. She's dropping. Special weight dropper. When you show speed against maiden special weights, that's as potent a move in racing as there is when you drop. I'm just going to hold my breath and see if she lasts.
Yeah, she could. There's not a lot of horses in here that maybe can kick clear.
Yeah, run with her,
Yeah, exactly. Race 8. Late pick 3 in this spot here. 5 furlongs, allowance optional claimers on the Tapeta track here, and no scratches in this spot. This is an interesting race. Now, the 3 Little Juanito, I don't trust this horse. I'll let you take it away.
You just didn't put him in there because I like him so much.
I
want to show the replay, though. To me, this race, I'm not going to say it was any fault of anybody's, but he's supposed to be 2-path pressing. Instead, he finds himself as the inside speed getting pressed, okay, by a 25-1. And he just kind of, he broke the gate, and so he had to, Edwin had to go over, and I'm on the lead, I'm on the rail. Well, instead of two-path pressing Major Wager, he's got to do the dirty work, and predictably, Major Wager is going to, kind of sit back and lick his chops, and he's going to win because of what happened to Little Juanito.
Yeah.
Little Juanito did not want to let him by. We know now he's a Tapeta horse.
Of course.
And Zarek's going, and Little Juanito now, in theory, should do exactly what Major Wager did there. And I'm just going to think if maybe we can post a little bit of an upset, 5-1. So
yeah, and I'm sure the source will get bet just due to the connections here. And it's not that was a game effort. And yeah, his hand was forced a little early. I just I'm
he's got to step up.
Yeah, he will, and he will not surprise me at all. And maybe I'm a bit stubborn here. The 10 Rock and Roller. I'm giving this horse one more shot. I loved him last time. Look who he ran against, though. I'm willing to give him another chance at the flat 5 furlongs.
I got no knocks with him at all. He's a must-use in here. He's getting off the rail. The 10 post is a little wide.
It is, yeah.
But he's off the rail. You have to use him.
Yeah, and I think that Sonny Leon, his jockey, can maybe just kind of cover a little bit. Now, let's talk about Zarak, because this is a horse, he wasn't 100% fit last time. He was making his first start off of a 2-year layoff, so of course he wasn't.
Yeah.
He'll be sharper here, but speaking of sharp, I think this race is too sharp for him.
Yeah, they won't beat him if he runs that race back. But,
no.
I said there's 2 ways you can go here. Some people say, wow, he ran so well off such a long layoff, he's going to be tighter today.
He will.
Well, the other way to go is he ran so well off a long layoff, he might come back a little bit today.
Exactly, yep.
And he's not going to get 1 second of a breather today either.
No, he won't.
Scratched the other day, too.
You did, yeah. It's interesting. We'll see. It's a very competitive sprint race. We'll see how it shapes out. Race 9, 6 furlongs on the main track. Lower level claimers, 62.50 for 3-year-olds or 4 and up, which have never won 2 races. We're going to take the 3 Danger Ranger out of here. And did you pick him on top?
I had him in 3rd,
okay,
but he was on all my tickets, so
gotcha.
That's why some of those tickets got more condensed. So the scratch kind of helped me out a little bit.
Okay, great. So Stealth 34 here. This is a big rider switch.
It's a huge rider switch, and it's Edwin Gonzalez. We're not disparaging anybody else, but it's Edwin Gonzalez, who's as good as we have here. It's a drop. You know what else it is too? It's the first time on the main track since the Rohan Crichton claim.
Yeah.
I just wonder if it's go time today.
Yeah, it really could be. The 7 for me is a horse that I love those 2 main track races, 2 starts back, and they play with this field very, very well.
100%. He's an absolute must-use. Don't ignore this horse. The odds are going to be out of whack because Danger Ranger is going to take a lot of money, too.
Pacific Legend. This is an interesting one because I haven't seen this horse in a while. Breaking from the rail. First team, did that horse run yesterday, or am I imagining that?
Yeah, he stunk yesterday.
That was it. You lied. So, okay, sorry to bring that up.
Third yesterday.
Yeah, but it was a well-beaten 3rd.
But
I hope that wasn't your
Lightning
angle.
Tones doesn't stink.
That's true. But that's what you said yesterday.
I did say that yesterday. Hey, let's be honest. Lightning Tones blew up the carry back at about 100-1. So,
true.
Who knows? This horse is 1 for 35. He can't possibly win, but he's going to be a big number. Maybe he can get a piece.
Yeah. I'm not going to argue with that. It could be a completely wide open race. The finale here, maiden $12,500. 5.5 on the Tapeta track here. We're taking out the 8 Hoochie Coo. And let's hear it with Exaggeradora because I don't have her. Go for it.
I don't know what's to hear. I mean, she might be favored in this race. Look at the replay, okay?
Let's see the replay.
Look at the replay. Watch her check right out of it. So you just draw a line through this race. I mean, you can't do this where she is right here and whoa, it's over. You're not going to make. Listen, she's a 12-5 maiden claimer. That can't happen to her.
No.
She actually ends up running a little bit. She wasn't beaten that much. First start since November. By the way, she was 3.5-1 that day. She adds Lasix. Hey, Miguel Vasquez says, sure, I'll get aboard. Dave Fox, absolutely. Who's in here? Okay, Martinez Amica. We'll talk about her in a second. There's absolutely no one in this race. I mean, she's 4-1 in here to me.
Yeah, she is, and I like the draw for her here. Lang Lang, what a massive filly that is here, and yeah, you can see it there from the replay. We'll see if she doesn't get bet. That would maybe worry me a little bit. The 5 Sophia Loren for Jose Pinchin. This horse, I don't think did anything wrong last time.
No, and Hotfoot Susie was like 2-5 in that race. So
Right.
she, you know, she comes out of a race where the winner was really good. I also don't know if she'd do any running either.
That's true. That was her first time sprinting on the Tapeta. So, and no, she was not bad at all. But I like the fact that Jose Morelos stays. Jose Pinchin can be a bit sneaky sometimes as well. The 2, Martinis Amica. To me, I want to see this horse 2 turns on the Tapeta.
Okay. I don't want to say that's fine, but somebody had to be second last time. It was her.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe stretching out. I could see it.
Yeah.
Klimt curling on the bottom of this pedigree. What's she want to do, running 5.5?
Exactly.
Someone had to be second and third races. I don't like them. She's 2 on the line. She's supposed to be. They're going to bet her. Listen, I get all of it, but no.
I almost put Romashka on top. I was so close to doing it. Big drop in class. Lacey's goes on for the first time. Hasn't been bet, but this is not a barn that gets bet.
No, you could make a case, and she's 5-2, so it's a flip of the coin. You could make a case she's the horse to beat in here.
Good.
The drop, the Lasix, the post position, the fact that Martini's Amica kind of has one good race showing where at least, you know, if nothing else, Romashka, she's run okay in both Tapeta starts, and now she's dropping. So if you're going to tell me she's the one to beat, I'm not going to beat you up on that.
That is our 10 race card, but don't go away yet because we have a solid lightning round and headlining the lightning round. Mage is
getting ready.
Back to the work tab.
Yep. So we'll show you here, and our buddy Ramiro Restrepo said, absolutely, you can show this, Brian. So we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Here he is, sizzling pretty good, 13-4 as he gets ready for what you and I talked off the air. We couldn't show the picture of Gustavo Jr. grazing him, which was pretty cool. The video that Ramiro sent me, I couldn't get that out there. I don't know why, but anyway, you know, I don't know anything, but I got a feeling you're going to see him in New Jersey.
Yeah. Yep, we could. We'll see him in Saratoga for sure. I know they're probably dreaming of the Travers. We'll see which way he goes, but good to have him back. He looks happy. He looks healthy. He's at the Thoroughbred Training Center. It's pretty quiet there. He's living the good life right now.
As he should be.
Yes, he should. It's very well deserved. Now, best bet today?
Yeah, race number 6, the best distance. So it could be a decent little number in there.
Yeah, could. And for me, it's Forever Uncaptured. I think if I get anywhere 3-1, that's pretty solid. In your long shot?
Yeah, my long shot is in 24 minutes. The 7, Luminant.
All right, best of luck with that. Mine's Warcross in race number 6, the 9, 10-1 here. And today, the Real Rider Cup.
You were all amped for that.
I was.
Ryder Grider.
Ryder
Take it away.
Grider, yep. Aaron Grider, he will be representing First Racing here. Here he is on Siglowitz. I think that's how you pronounce that horse's name. He's prepping up. Look at that. Horse is over jumps. He was on the racetrack, and now he's jumping over things. It's so awesome. This is such a good deal, a great cause for retired racehorses.
Second career kind of thing. Yep. And Aaron, who we see a lot out here, is going to do that. So, you know, go out there and support it, or best of luck to everybody.
Donate. Yep, it's exciting to be a part of it. Glad that the First Racing team has got a little bit of a part. And I know Aaron Grider will be wearing those house silks of Gulfstream Park, and excited to hear about it when he gets back. And that wraps up our 10 race card. Samantha and Brian will be with you all day today to hopefully guide you through some winners. But Pete Aiello will be there to guide you through the scratches and changes.
And they're off. And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Saturday afternoon of world-class thoroughbred racing live in Hallandale Beach, Florida at Gulfstream Park. 10 races on tap for you this afternoon with a first post time of 12:50, 21 minutes out from today's first race. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome the fans joining us via the simulcast network from sites all across North America and all across the world dialed into South Florida horse racing. Partly cloudy conditions today. Sun is out. Main track is fast. Tapeta track, it's always fast. We have temperatures in the mid-90s today. With that in mind, and if you have your programs handy, let's get you caught up on all of today's program changes and corrections. First race, first half of the early daily double, the starting leg of the 50-cent early pick 5. In race number 1, a field of 9.